Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Ethan Hogle.
It is, and I'm Rye Russell.
Awesome, thanks for confirming. Just want to let you guys know we really appreciate the response we received for the video we put up yesterday.
That's crazy.
It is insane. We got, what, how many views did we get?
I don't know. This is like I think 1,000 total. It's like 400 and something on LinkedIn, which is obviously a great community of ours. But super grateful to all of the platforms. But yeah, I mean, I was super nervous when Ethan decided to kind of put me on the spot with this handy journaling book here. But it was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate the messages that we received. It was all Ethan's idea, and so here we are again. We'll give it another go, and we'll see what Ethan has for us today.
All right, cool. Let's just go ahead and dive in. So, Rye, what was your major in college, and how did that change you as you progressed toward graduation? If you didn't go to college, what was your career goal and why?
So, I tell most when somebody asks, for the most part, like, did you go to university? Did you go to college? I tell people I went to Gould Academy. I really think that the bar in terms of education, like for me, it was in high school, of like thinking about like high schools now. I mean, just high schools in general. It's like there's these very specific disciplines that people can kind of tinker with and play with. We had so much flexibility, you know, going to a boarding school like that. Like the faculty, a lot of them are innovators. Like they want to do things too. And we just did a podcast with somebody who's in robotics that didn't have those kinds of resources. And you know, one of my friends, Kodiak, like we're constantly talking about how Gould empowered us to just kind of tinker in the things that we both like to tinker with. Him with automation, the Internet of Things, and me in kind of the sales, business development, storytelling. All things that I was able to practice there. So when I went to college, my mother and I went to orientation day. And I didn't know what major we had declared. If we declared a major, I didn't even know what line we were supposed to be. It was hilarious. Yeah, and my mom's just like, "How do you not know?" And I was like, "I don't care. Like, I just don't care." And you know, whatever. I'm here. I'm gonna make the most of it. My original study was political science and accounting.
Why did you want to get into that?
The honest reason, I think that our politicians really struggle with a lot of things. And I felt like it was maybe an opportunity for somebody like me that, you know, does have, you know, I call it kind of a martyr syndrome of like, I'll take the punches, you know, so other people don't have to. But ultimately, the more that I was studying that, the more that I realized, wow, we as humans have a tendency to just repeat things over and over again. Maybe that's not where I can make the best impact.
Right.
And so I figured if I studied marketing, I continued studying accounting, and I studied some of these other things, like I'd just maybe one day figure out what it was that I was going to do.
Right.
I think most people assumed it would be in like sales and marketing and business development, which is true, I suppose, in a way those things did occur. But no, I dropped out of university after 2.5 years. So, you know, it wasn't for me. It was, oh man, I'll never forget the day. You know, it was after taking over operations of the drive-in, and I walked to Alice Cash, who is just an incredible friend. Actually, we have the same birthday.
That's awesome. Shout
Yep.
out to Alice Cash.
Alice Cash, great mentor and friend of mine. And I'll never forget knocking on her door and walking in and having the conversation, and the support from an administrator at the university saying, like, this opportunity you have right now, it comes once.
Right.
Go take it.
What was that opportunity that came that made you drop out after 2.5 years?
So on my 21st birthday, my father inspired us to take over the Saco Drive-In movie theater and save it, and preserve it.
Yep.
And those things, that process was starting when I left. And I was very fortunate, and Sean was one of my business partners and just still one of my dearest friends. We had a marketing agency, some of the social media success with the drive-in. People wanted to hire that or get advisement in some capacity. And then obviously locally it helped me be in a position to participate with other companies, other startups, and other organizations. And just there was so much going on that sitting in university, and I'll never forget, it was a public speaking class that I ended up walking out of and walking to Alice's office. And to me, it was 2 years of radio ads, news segments, speaking in front of thousands of people every night, coming to the theater, that the thought of paying a university for a public speaking course, don't get me wrong, I'm always perfecting my speaking, but there was very little challenge in that course that was going to help me fine-tune whether it was broadcasting, radio, whatever. It was very specifically, I just stand here and talk at this room full of individuals. And to me, that just didn't seem rational. I want to be pushed. I want to go out, and I'm speaking at these amazing conferences with incredible entrepreneurs. Brilliant. I was 21, 22 years old, and to be able to have that opportunity, I learned so much from them. And that's where, honestly, I think education's kind of going, per se, or at least that's where it took me, was that structure of college and university didn't work for me. For me, I'm very much somebody that likes to break things and see how it was built, and then rebuild it.
So I guess the age-old discussion, is should people, especially entrepreneurs, should they go down the path of the school of hard knocks, where they need to go and they need to experience it for themselves, much like you decided to do, or should they go to university? Like the plan is what we're told in high school, go to good school, get a good job, and then everything else will work out magically.
I don't ever think you should do what you were told in high school. I had amazing advisors and mentors and teachers, and I still don't think that when you're a high school student, you don't have a damn clue what the hell you're going to do in this world. And when you're in college, I think you have even less.
Of course.
I think you dream way more in high school, and university's like that last kick in the face. It's it's the last, nope, your dreams, this is what you're gonna do, go get a job, boom, boom, boom.
That's American dream.
Yeah, and that's great. It's just not for me. I want my brain surgeon. I want him to go to medical school.
Of course, right.
I definitely want car mechanic. Definitely should have some sort of studies, I think.
Go trade school.
For entrepreneurship, go to university. Go study all of these different things, but don't limit yourself and don't put yourself into some atomic journey that is just one-dimensional.
It's pre-decided.
Yes, play in all of the fields, study a little bit of everything. If it's time to leave and go put something into practice, great. And if it's not, then finish your degree. And so I think it's so personal in telling people what is the right thing for them, their education, and their future is so far-fetched to me that okay, I want to do X. Well, I'm going to go find that mentor, broadcasting. I'm going to go find somebody that was a legend of broadcasting, and I'm going to go sit beside them for a few weeks. And I'm going to go then find somebody that's better at broadcasting, and I'm going to go partner with them. And it's just this continuous journey of finding somebody that's going to push you to be better. So no, I think in terms of education, you're always educating. We're constantly
learning, man, every single day. And I think that's the biggest message that you gave to me, especially when we parted ways a few years ago. You said, listen, man, even if you do not finish college, you cannot stop learning. You need to continuously absorb information, because that's how you're going to get ahead. No matter if it's, I think, in a structured institution, or if it's just an institution that you build yourself.
Yeah.
I think that you just need to continuously learn, and you've definitely bestowed that upon me. So I think that's really awesome.
And I think of like the podcast course that Mike Major and I put together.
Yep. What's that called again?
2 weeks to launch.
Right.
Nice plug.
Yeah, you like it.
That was good. In all honesty, though, I learned more about podcasting putting that course together for others than I did building the podcasts themselves.
Right.
The channels, hiring the teams, the process. I learned way more putting that course together. And the only reason we did it is so my friends can learn to podcast for cheap. We'll give you a code and get it for like $1. But no, we want everybody to learn that new thing because all of you have brilliance that you need to share with the world, because there's other people that want to learn from you, there's other people that will be inspired from you, and so we believe that everybody should have a podcast. It's as critical now in 2021 as it was to have a Facebook page in 2011.
That's how you got me in front of the camera.
That's it.
That's why we're here.
I saw the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge from like 2013 or 2014. That was like one of your big
that was the big moment.
Saco drive-in moments. It was fun, and this has been fun. I always appreciate the opportunity to talk about education, to talk about my journey, because it really hasn't been traditional. But I have certificates from a number of different schools and programs, and I'm always pushing myself to learn more, and I'm going to challenge you to push yourself to learn more, but also share what you're learning with the world.
I think that's the best advice we can end on. All right, guys, we're going to see you next time, and Rye, as always, thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, brother.